And I'm trying to do this in a way that doesn't bother my other neighbors. So all I'm going to say is that one neighbor, despite being closer in a way, um, can only hear what's coming off the left side of Candace's top of her hill on one side of it. The day I went and visited the boys were still there. Some of the last days they were there, and they were, like screaming, like playing, full out playing, very loud. I mean, like, very loudly. I could hear them clear as a bell at the house and cabin, and I could hear them all the way down the road, and then you get to that property because I was visiting for another reason with this particular neighbor. And they made it a point to say some stuff like, well, we've not heard the boys in weeks, are they still over? And I'm like, 2 seconds ago, like, they were screaming as we pulled in. Y'all didn't hear? Nope. Couldn't hear them. But while on this particular property, like, banging or something was happening on the left side, and you hear clear as a bell on these people. So they're only able to hear what's on the left side and top in one area coming down. They can't hear what I hear on ours. Candace can't hear the screams, like, she couldn't hear me scream from the bottom area where, if somewhere had been snatched, taken, muffled, let go, like at the bottom driveway areas, she couldn't have heard that. There's a way that their bank does, and the hollow carries that she couldn't hear me. She's not going to hear that scream. And then there were several incidents that were in between these that helped me figure out, and I don't really want to say much about them, just because they would be identifying enough, and part of that's public record to show which properties are what and which people heard what and things. But there were things that happened, including like a police report I had to make, and then I heard gunshots in one area, but other people can hear it. And we had a trespasser one night, but nobody, and other things happening. And so that right there told me, because certain people couldn't hear certain things, to not to part that. So we tested the theory, right? And had children scream just a few days ago in the same spot. As we were in the cabin in the same spots, with the bed still there before I packed it up and moved it, and all of the things still in the same place, and almost the same amount of foliage, and, as summer's winding down, summer started off, so it's more like it was. So, either way, kind of proved that there's a reason why we could hear it, but why Candace could not, and why other neighbors could not, but thought they should have, and, but we've all realized now why that is. Which we knew that on this particular piece of property, it kind of picks up everybody's in the entire road anyway, just at different ways. Plus, this particular piece here that we were on until just a few days ago also picks up literally, like, there's this one cow that drives me insane. It was like it was in the cabin doorway, but it's all the way out on the main road near the end of Simpson Loop, on the very tail end of it. But it sounds like it's right, so I can also hear noise just like that from the main road. It depends on what, but that particular piece that we were on until just a few days ago kind of is, if you wanted to be the neighbor from Bewitched, that's the property for you. That's all I'm saying. But regardless, there was a very real reason, several of them, why it is that we heard and nobody else did, and maybe why people doubt, or maybe why I wasn't taking this seriously, because everybody's like, but why? Well, other neighbors didn't. That's all I can say is, what we heard was not an animal, it was not a kick dog. My kids immediately picked it up as the kids, but to me, I wasn't thinking Summer. And it's one of the only regrets I think I've ever had in my life. And it has been throughout this. I mean, it's like, what if this and what if that? And I'm not a what if person, but I'll tell you with this, I have been what if. And I wish I'd done a lot of things differently that day. And I still don't know how I missed something so, especially in that state of hypervigilance and PD. I just don't understand. So, but otherwise, I'm going to kind of leave everything um, after the cops get there and all, everything else off the table, because, I think it's those first few minutes and hours that are crucial, maybe the day before, the weeks before. But, uh, I still, in my soul and gut, believe that Candace had nothing to do with this. The boys had nothing to do with this. I think somebody took Summer. Who? Why? I don't know. Um, I wish I did. Um, but where it concerns answers, I'm no closer than anybody else on the face of the earth right now, and we can all only hope that somebody eventually has an aha moment or figures it out and finds her and brings her home. Um, I know that all of us hope that everybody keeps sharing her information and picture and doesn't forget her, and looks at every little that you see to make sure it's not her. Because, I mean, how many cases of that have been? I mean, a couple years went by and there they are. So um, definitely keep your eyes and ears open. And like I said, I know how appearances seem. I understand past is there, but I get it. But I know Candace wants Summer home, and she may not cry in front of you all, but she does cry, and her heart is broke. And I'll tell you that my mom even met her for the first time as we were trying to get us out of the situation we were in, and for that thought she was guilty. And after meeting her, realized that she had been dead wrong. So, what you see is not always what you get or what you expect. And, like I said, we're not besties or anything. We've never really been like, hey, come, but her and I have somewhat lived like, because it's out there, it's not like I'm saying, anything that people don't know, but, I mean, one of us, there was a runoff, or one of ours had left us without anything, or trapped us on purpose, whatever, right? And honestly, hers was less prone than Voldemort to that. And I'll tell you, the violence against us was far worse. There was death for all the big deal that the internet makes of what's happened. Y'all have no idea. You have no idea. On a whole, I mean, only a few incidents, like over there. Ours was like an everyday, and a different style of abuse, but either way, I can only name a couple times with my hand over that way, and those are all public record with you, like y'all have got a hold of those, so, but ours was not, and ours wasn't really reported, and like I said earlier, we're somewhere else now, still trying to figure things out, still trying to be free, still trying to stay safe, but, anyway, just keep sharing Summer's information, and stuff, and like I asked for, please do not share pictures of my children or private info about them. I would greatly appreciate it. I know they would. They've got some sense of normalcy back after our own situation, and I'd hate for it to be taken from them, or any more taken from them than already has been. So, please just, if y'all see something, say something with Summer, okay?